Alex Carter stood at the edge of a small clearing in the Montana wilderness, his hiking pack heavy on his shoulders. The morning sun filtered through pine branches as he paused to check his map. 3 days into a solo backpacking trip, he'd seen nothing but trees, mountains, and the occasional deer. That changed when the air around him suddenly hummed with energy. A bright light flashed overhead. Alex stumbled backward, raising his arm to shield his eyes. When he looked again, a metallic craft hovered silently above the clearing. It was smooth and oval-shaped, unlike any aircraft he'd ever seen. No propellers, no jets, just an impossible floating mass that defied explanation. "This can't be real," Alex whispered to himself. Military training from his pilot days kicked in. He cataloged details, looking for explanations, finding none. The craft descended slowly. A seam appeared along its side, widening into an opening. Light poured out, and Alex considered running. Before he could decide, 3 figures emerged. They weren't human. The tallest had blue-tinted skin and 4 arms. Beside it stood a being with feathered ridges instead of hair, and eyes that seemed too large for its face. The third was shorter, with skin that shifted colors like an octopus. "Alex Carter," the tallest one said. Its voice sounded musical, with odd pauses between words. "We apologize for startling you. I am Ambassador Kiliv of the Galactic Council." Alex's mouth felt dry. "How do you know my name?" "We've observed your planet for centuries," said the feathered one. "My name is Janeth. We've monitored human development, waiting for the right moment to make contact." "Why now? Why me?" Alex managed to ask, his heart pounding. The color-shifting being stepped forward. "I am Medical Officer Pren. Our sensors detected unusual physical capabilities in you, capabilities that might succeed in the galactic arena." Alex frowned. "Arena? Like fighting?" Ambassador Kiliv made a gesture with 2 of his 4 hands. "Not merely combat. The arena is the most prestigious competition in known space. Thousands of species participate. It tests all physical and mental abilities." "You want me to compete?" Alex laughed nervously. "I'm just a former Air Force pilot. Nothing special." "Our data suggests otherwise," said Pren. "Human physiology is interesting. Your endurance, adaptability, and problem-solving are remarkable compared to many species." Alex shook his head. "This is crazy. I don't believe any of this." Janeth touched a device on her wrist. A holographic display appeared in the air between them, showing Earth from space. Then it zoomed in, following Alex's hiking trail over the past 3 days, showing details no satellite could capture. "We understand your skepticism," Kiliv said, "but participation in the arena could benefit your entire species. The Council uses arena performance as one measure of readiness for galactic community membership." "You mean Earth could join some kind of Space United Nations?" Alex asked. "A simplified but adequate comparison." Janeth nodded. "Your people remain isolated because you're considered developing. An impressive arena showing would accelerate reconsideration." Alex stared at the 3 aliens, then at their craft, then back at the hologram still floating in the air. His mind raced with questions. "What happens if I say no?" "We depart. Earth remains uncontacted for perhaps another century," Pren said. "Another candidate might be selected later." "And if I say yes?" Kiliv's face formed what might have been a smile. "You journey with us to Convergence Station. You train, compete, and represent humanity on the galactic stage." Alex took a deep breath. Everything in him said this was impossible, yet the evidence hovered right in front of him. Something about the opportunity pulled at him. Not just personal adventure, but the chance to open doors for all of humanity. "How long would I be gone?" he asked. "1 standard galactic cycle," Janeth answered. "Approximately 14 Earth months." Alex looked back toward the trail that led home, then to the waiting spacecraft. "All right," he said finally. I'll do it. Alex stared out the curved window of the stellar venture as Earth shrank to a blue marble, then a tiny dot, then vanished entirely. His stomach lurched, not from the movement of the ship, which felt oddly stable, but from the reality of what he had done. He had left his planet behind. First interstellar journey emotions are common, said a musical voice. Alex turned to see Navigator Zix approaching. The avian alien had feathers that shifted between purple and green depending on the light. Her eyes were large and black, set in a face that resembled an owl with more delicate features. I'm fine, Alex lied. Your vital signs suggest otherwise, said a deeper voice. Medical Officer Krell stepped into the observation deck, his amphibious body leaving slight moisture marks on the floor. His webbed hands carried a small device. Elevated heart rate, cortisol production, pupil dilation. Give the human space, said Zix, fluttering wing-like appendages. Remember your first journey beyond your home system. Krell made a gurgling sound that might have been embarrassment. Valid point. Alex smiled despite himself. How long until we reach this convergence place? 3 standard rotations, answered Zix. We will perform 2 jump sequences. The second is happening shortly. You may wish to witness it. Before Alex could ask what a jump sequence was, a chime echoed through the ship. Captain Ilara entered the observation deck. Unlike the other aliens, Ilara seemed barely organic at all. A crystalline humanoid whose body refracted light in mesmerizing patterns. We prepare for faster-than-light translation, the captain said. Most species find the first experience memorable. Alex stood by the window as instructed. The stars looked normal at first. Then they began to stretch, like rubber bands being pulled. Colors shifted toward blue, then ultraviolet. Alex felt a strange pressure behind his eyes, not painful but intense. Then reality seemed to fold. There was a moment where Alex felt like he existed in 2 places at once. His mind couldn't process what his eyes were seeing. Then suddenly, an entirely different star field appeared outside the window. We have traveled 27 light years in under 3 seconds, Captain Ilara stated matter-of-factly. Alex struggled to find words. That's impossible. For humans, currently, agreed Krell. Your species has potential, though. Your scientific theories already point toward the principles we use. Over the next 2 days, Alex learned about the galactic arena. Zix showed him recordings of past competitions, beings of every imaginable form running, climbing, fighting, solving puzzles, and facing challenges Alex couldn't begin to comprehend. The arena began as a way to settle disputes between the 5 major galactic factions, Zix explained. Now it serves as entertainment, diplomatic showcase, and talent identification. Captain Ilara spent hours teaching Alex about the galactic political landscape. The Vexer Federation dominates through technological superiority. The Krith Collective uses biological adaptations. The Sundered Alliance, my people, specializes in energy manipulation. The Tyrindian Empire relies on numbers and resources. The Free Worlds Coalition survives through innovation and trade. Alex trained in a special chamber where gravity could be adjusted. His muscles screamed in protest as he worked with unfamiliar equipment while Krell monitored his progress. Fascinating adaptive response, Krell noted, recording data. Your muscle fiber recovery exceeds our models. On the final day, Alex felt the ship slow. Captain Ilara summoned him to the command center. Behold convergence, the crystalline being announced. Through the massive viewport, Alex saw a structure that defied comprehension. Multiple rings rotated around a central hub, each ring kilometers across. Countless ships of all sizes moved in precise patterns around the station. Light glinted off surfaces that seemed to be made of materials he couldn't identify. Home to 3 million sentient beings from over 400 species, said Zix, and the stage where you will represent humanity. Alex swallowed hard. No pressure, right? Quite the contrary, replied Captain Ilara, missing the sarcasm. The pressure will be enormous. Alex stepped off the transport shuttle onto the polished floor of Convergence Station. The air smelled strange, a mix of unfamiliar scents both pleasant and disturbing. Sounds surrounded him, mechanical hums, alien languages, and the constant movement of thousands of beings. "Stay close," Captain Ilara instructed. "Newcomers can become disoriented." Alex nodded, struggling to process everything he saw. Beings of every imaginable shape moved through the vast docking terminal. Some floated rather than walked. Others slithered or rolled. A group of tall, thin aliens with 6 arms each stared at him openly, their whispers audible even from a distance. Is that a human? Primitive species. Why allow such undeveloped beings to compete? Alex's face flushed with embarrassment and determination. He straightened his posture and followed Captain Ilara through security checkpoints, where his biological data was scanned and recorded. "Your quarters are in Sector 17, the newcomer section," Ilara explained, leading him into a transport tube that accelerated them through the station. Basic but comfortable by most species standards. The room was small and sterile. A sleep platform, sanitation chamber, and nutrition dispensary were the only features. A window looked out onto an artificial park where strange plants grew under simulated sunlight. "Rest. Tomorrow begins registration and evaluation," Ilara said before departing. Alex spent hours staring out the window, watching alien beings interact in the park below. Sleep came fitfully in the unfamiliar gravity. Morning brought Navigator Zix, who guided Alex to the arena administration complex. Along the way, more competitors stared or deliberately ignored him. A massive being covered in chitinous plates deliberately bumped into him, nearly knocking him down. "Apologies," it rumbled without sincerity. "Did not see such a small creature." Registration involved more scans and questions. The official, a being with tentacles instead of arms, seemed increasingly puzzled as Alex's results appeared on her screens. "Unusual respiratory efficiency," she muttered. "Endocrine system, peculiar stress responses." Another official joined her, looking at the displays with multiple sets of eyes. "Natural or engineered?" "Natural," Alex answered. "Humans don't have that technology yet." Both officials looked at him with new interest. "Fascinating. Proceed to physical baseline testing." In a large chamber, Alex performed strength, speed, and endurance tests alongside dozens of other beings. Some were clearly superior, lifting weights that would crush him instantly or moving faster than his eyes could track. But as the tests continued, he noticed something odd. While many competitors excelled at specific challenges, few showed his overall consistency. "Your results are unexpected," said a human voice. Alex turned to see a woman with dark hair and olive skin watching him. She wore the uniform of arena staff, but was unmistakably human. "You're from Earth?" he asked, shocked. She smiled. "Lisa Reyes. I've been here 3 years, a special observer position negotiated in secret with your governments. Now I work as a combat analyst." "Why didn't I know humans were already here?" "Very few are. We're keeping a low profile." She glanced at his test results. "Until now, perhaps. You're causing quite a stir." "I'm not even that athletic by human standards," Alex admitted. "That's what makes it interesting." Lisa showed him a datapad. Humans evolved as persistence hunters with remarkable adaptability. Most species specialize. Your jack-of-all-trades physiology is rare and valuable here. Before Alex could respond, a chime sounded. A holographic announcement appeared throughout the complex. "Attention competitors. Qualification round assignments now available. 370 qualification slots. 110 competitors will advance to tournament rounds. Less than a third pass qualifications," Lisa explained. "And you're up against beings engineered for combat, some with thousands of years of evolutionary advantages." Alex watched competitors around him, some with additional limbs, armored skin, or clearly augmented abilities. "So I have no chance," he said. Lisa's expression grew serious. I wouldn't bet against human adaptability. Just be prepared. You've already attracted attention. Not everyone wants to see what humans can do. The qualification rounds began early the next morning. Alex stood among hundreds of competitors in a massive staging area. Holograms displayed the 5 challenges each participant would face. They would have 2 days to complete all 5, with only the highest-scoring third advancing to the tournament. Your first challenge is environmental adaptation, Lisa explained as she helped Alex prepare. Don't expect Earth-like conditions. Alex nodded nervously. When his name appeared on the assignment board, he followed the indicated path to a sealed chamber. Inside, 5 doorways led to different environments. A floating display instructed him to spend 15 minutes in each, performing specific tasks. The first door opened to a chamber of crushing heat. The air felt thick, nearly unbreathable. Alex's eyes watered as he struggled to complete a simple puzzle with metal pieces hot enough to burn his fingers. Many species cannot handle temperature extremes, Lisa's voice explained through his communication device. Their bodies don't regulate heat efficiently. Alex finished just as his vision began to blur. The second environment was freezing cold. Ice formed on his eyelashes as he worked to build a small shelter from provided materials. His fingers grew numb, but he persisted. You're doing well, Lisa encouraged. Better than expected. The third chamber tested balance and coordination in variable gravity conditions. The fourth was filled with water, testing swimming capability and breath control. The final chamber contained toxic gas that made his lungs burn while he solved mathematical equations. When Alex emerged, exhausted but successful, he found officials reviewing his results with apparent confusion. Your performance places you in the top 20% for environmental adaptation, Lisa told him later. The officials can't believe it's natural. The second challenge tested strength and endurance. While Alex couldn't match the raw power of many competitors, his stamina impressed observers. When larger beings tired, he continued. Humans evolved to run down prey over long distances, Lisa explained to a curious arena official. Persistent pursuit is their specialty. By the end of the first day, small crowds gathered to watch the human competitor tackle challenges. News of his unexpected success spread through Convergence. The third challenge, problem-solving under pressure, revealed another human advantage. While some competitors approached problems with rigid, specialized thinking, Alex found creative solutions that surprised the judges. Adaptable thinking, Lisa noted, a survival trait from your planet's rapidly changing environments. The fourth challenge combined combat skills with tactical decision-making. Alex faced a series of automated opponents, each designed to exploit different weaknesses. Though physically outmatched, he used the terrain and learned from each encounter, improving his approach each time. During a brief rest period, Alex noticed a group of sleek, gray-skinned competitors watching him. Their uniforms bore the emblem of the Vexor Federation. They're not happy, Lisa whispered. Vexor dominates the arena. They consider emerging species a threat to their status. The final challenge was a direct competition, an obstacle course raced against 5 other beings. Alex was paired against clearly superior physical specimens, including a Vexor champion named Draz. As they lined up, Draz spoke in perfect English. Enjoy this moment, human. It's as far as you'll get. The course began with a vertical climb. Alex fell behind immediately as others scaled the wall with multiple limbs or specialized gripping appendages. But as the course continued through water obstacles, balance challenges, and endurance sections, he steadily gained ground. In the final stretch, a grueling uphill run, Alex passed 3 competitors whose initial bursts of speed had faded. He finished third, qualifying with a comfortable margin. Impossible, Draz hissed as officials recorded the results. News spread rapidly through Convergence. Betting systems adjusted odds. Media outlets reported on the surprising human. Political representatives requested information about Earth. You've done more than qualify, Lisa told Alex as they reviewed the final standings. You've put humanity on the galactic map. Is that a good thing? Alex asked, noticing the mixture of curiosity and hostility in the gazes that followed him. That, Lisa said seriously, remains to be seen. Alex entered the arena tournament with a mixture of confidence and apprehension. His qualification had earned him respect from some competitors and jealousy from others. The tournament structure was simple but brutal. Single elimination matches against increasingly difficult opponents. Your first match is against Curve of the Trellin Moons, Lisa explained as they reviewed holographic footage of a six-limbed creature with reflective skin. Speed-based fighter, favors aerial attacks. Alex studied the footage carefully. Any weaknesses? Poor endurance. Tires quickly when grounded. The match arena was a dome filled with platforms at various heights. Spectators watched from behind transparent barriers. Alex felt thousands of eyes on him as he entered, the novelty human who had somehow qualified. When the signal sounded, Curve launched himself into the air, moving with blinding speed between platforms. Alex couldn't match this mobility, so he stayed low, forcing his opponent to expend energy on diving attacks. After several minutes, Curve's movements slowed. When he finally landed to rest, Alex was ready. The match ended with the Trellin competitor pinned and yielding. First human victory in arena history, announced the official. The crowd's reaction was mixed. Shock, applause, and confused murmuring. Arena media outlets immediately began analyzing Alex's tactics. His second match against a gelatinous being that could absorb impacts proved more difficult. Alex suffered painful burns where its acidic surface touched his skin. He won by using the environment to trap his opponent rather than engaging directly. Smart adaptation, Lisa said as medical staff treated his injuries. But these wounds need time to heal. How much time do I have? Alex asked. 12 hours until your quarter-final match. Alex barely slept that night. Pain from his injuries kept him awake, along with awareness of what was happening beyond the arena. Lisa informed him that transmissions about his matches were being sent to millions of worlds. Diplomatic channels were buzzing with discussions about humanity's potential. His quarter-final opponent was a cybernetically enhanced warrior from the Vexer Federation. Standing 2 meters tall with metallic implants visible beneath translucent skin, the being called Marvox had never lost a match. They're trying to eliminate you now, Lisa warned, before you advance further. The arena for this match was designed to favor technological advantage, shifting platforms, energy barriers, and environmental hazards that could be controlled through neural interfaces. When the match began, Alex found himself immediately defensive. Marvox activated traps with mere thoughts, forcing Alex to constantly retreat. The crowd grew restless, expecting a quick defeat. But as the match continued, Alex noticed something. Marvox relied heavily on technological advantage, but followed predictable patterns. Each time the cybernetic warrior set a trap, his movements telegraphed his intentions seconds before. Alex began to anticipate these patterns. When Marvox activated a platform to drop, Alex was already jumping. When energy barriers appeared, he was sliding under them. The human is learning, murmured spectators, adapting mid-match. Frustration made Marvox aggressive. He charged directly at Alex, enhanced strength, making him a deadly threat. Instead of retreating, Alex used the warrior's momentum against him, redirecting him into an environmental hazard. The match ended with Marvox disabled and Alex advancing to the semifinals. The arena erupted in chaos. No one had predicted this outcome. Betting systems crashed from sudden changes in wagers. You've made powerful enemies, Lisa told him afterward, and powerful friends. Representatives from 3 galactic factions have requested meetings. Alex's face appeared on information displays throughout Convergence. Competitors studied his matches, looking for weaknesses. Political analysts debated the implications for galactic power structures. That night, a message arrived from Vorn, the reigning champion, a reptilian warrior from the Draken homeworld who had dominated the arena for 5 cycles. I look forward to teaching humanity its proper place, the message read. In submission. Alex stared at the words, feeling the weight of expectations growing with each match. He was no longer just a competitor. He had become a symbol of humanity's potential in a universe that wasn't sure it wanted humans to succeed. Alex stood in the preparation chamber, trying to steady his breathing. His semi-final victory against a telekinetic opponent had come at a cost. 3 broken ribs and deep muscle fatigue. Medical technology beyond Earth's capabilities had accelerated his healing, but he wasn't fully recovered. The final match begins in 20 minutes, Lisa said, checking his vital signs. Vorn has been champion for 3 cycles. No one has even scored a point against him in his last 7 matches. Alex watched holographic replays of Vorn's previous fights. The reptilian warrior moved with surprising speed for his size, his scaled body seemingly impervious to most attacks. Unlike other competitors who relied on technology or specialized biology, Vorn was simply better at everything. Stronger, faster, more skilled. His species evolved as apex predators, Lisa explained. Natural warriors with regenerative abilities and hardened scales that act like armor. Alex nodded. Any weaknesses? None that anyone has found. She hesitated. Alex, this match, it's become more than a competition. The viewership numbers are unprecedented. Over 4,000 worlds are watching. Political representatives from major galactic factions had arrived to witness the match. Earth's unexpected emergence as a competitive species had disrupted long-established power dynamics. Some welcomed the change. Others feared it. When Alex entered the arena, the sound was overwhelming. The final match took place in a simple circular pit. Nowhere to hide, no environmental advantages to exploit. Just 2 competitors and their abilities. Vorn stood across from him, nearly 7 feet tall, his green-gold scales gleaming under the lights. His eyes were vertical slits, cold and calculating. Look at them, Vorn said, gesturing to the crowd. They've never seen a human in the finals. They wonder what trick you'll use to survive. The official announced the beginning of the match. Vorn moved with startling speed, closing the distance before Alex could properly set his stance. The first blow sent him sprawling across the arena floor, pain shooting through his barely healed ribs. The crowd roared. This was what they expected, a quick, decisive victory for the champion. Alex rose slowly, tasting blood. Vorn circled, clearly enjoying the moment. This is the species they think might change the power balance. He mocked. You can barely stand. The next exchange was brutal. Vorn's attacks came from all angles. Alex blocked what he could, absorbed what he couldn't. His human durability, the ability to take damage and continue, surprised the champion and the audience. Minutes stretched on. Alex landed occasional strikes, but they seemed to have little effect on Vorn's armored body. Blood dripped from cuts on Alex's face. His breathing grew labored. An admirable effort, Vorn said during a brief pause, but ultimately futile. But something was changing. Vorn's attacks, while still powerful, came fractionally slower. The champion was used to quick victories, not extended battles. Alex remembered his training on Earth, marathons, mountain climbs, desert survival courses. Human endurance was built for persistence, not sprints. When Vorn charged again, Alex didn't retreat. He absorbed the blow, locked his arms around the champion, and used their momentum to slam both of them into the arena wall. The impact was jarring, but Alex held on, denying Vorn the space to use his superior striking power. For the first time, uncertainty flickered in the champion's eyes. The battle became a war of attrition. Both competitors were bleeding now, exhaustion evident in their movements. The crowd watched in stunned silence as the match extended beyond any in recent memory. In the final moments, it came down to will rather than skill. Vorn, never pushed this far before, made a desperate attack. Alex, drawing on reserves he didn't know he had, sidestepped and countered. The champion fell to one knee. Alex hesitated, then placed his foot gently on Vorn's neck, the traditional position of victory. The arena fell silent, then erupted. The impossible had happened. As officials declared him champion, Alex noticed movement in the upper stands. A figure raised what looked like a weapon. Lysa's voice shouted a warning over his communication device. Before Alex could react, 3 beings from different species moved in perfect coordination, neutralizing the threat. One of them nodded slightly toward Alex. The message was clear. Not everyone opposed humanity's rise. The transport ship approached Earth 7 weeks after Alex's victory. The blue-green planet filled the observation window as Alex stood beside Captain Ilara and Lisa Reyes. He looked different now, leaner, marked with scars that even advanced medicine couldn't completely heal, his eyes carrying the weight of experiences no human had shared. "The Galactic Council is still deliberating," Ilara said, her crystalline form catching the light from Earth. "Your victory has forced them to accelerate consideration of Earth's status." In the weeks following the championship, Alex had been thrust into a political whirlwind. Representatives from all 5 major galactic factions had sought private meetings. Some offered technology, others military alliances. All wanted exclusive access to Earth and its unexpected potential. "We identified the assassin," Lisa added, "an agent of the Vexer extremist faction. They fear rapid human advancement would threaten their dominance." Alex nodded. The attempt on his life had been a stark reminder of the stakes, and the beings who stopped him. "A coalition of moderate factions," Ilara explained. "They believe humanity could bring needed change to a stagnating galactic community." The ship began its descent toward a remote military base in Nevada. Below, Alex could see the gathering crowd, government officials, military personnel, and media representatives assembled to witness humanity's first official contact with galactic civilization. "Remember," Lisa cautioned, "most people on Earth have no idea what's happened. To them, aliens are still science fiction. Your return changes everything." Alex felt the weight of responsibility. His personal journey had unexpectedly altered humanity's destiny. Earth would now enter galactic politics centuries before anyone had anticipated, ready or not. When the ship landed, Alex was the first to emerge. Camera flashes blinded him momentarily. He recognized the president among the waiting officials, along with military leaders and scientists. "Welcome home, Mr. Carter," the president said, extending his hand. "I understand we have much to discuss." Over the following days, Alex briefed Earth's leaders on everything he had learned. The technology, the politics, the threats, and the opportunities. Military strategists worried about defense implications. Scientists eager to understand alien technology peppered him with questions he couldn't fully answer. Lisa proved invaluable as an unofficial ambassador. Her 3 years studying galactic politics helped translate complex issues into terms Earth's leaders could understand. "Every major faction is establishing diplomatic offices near Earth," she explained during one meeting. "They're all trying to secure advantageous positions before formal relations begin." "Why not just take what they want?" a general asked bluntly. "Their technology is centuries beyond ours." "The arena showed them why," Alex answered. "They saw what one human could do with minimal training. Imagine millions. They respect strength, and now they respect humanity's potential." 1 month after Alex's return, the Galactic Council made its formal announcement. Earth would be granted provisional member status, with full integration to occur over a 50-year transition period. The news triggered celebrations and protests across the planet. Religious leaders debated the theological implications. Markets fluctuated wildly as corporations tried to position themselves for alien technology transfers. On a clear autumn day, Alex stood on the porch of a new house in Montana, not far from where he'd first encountered the alien craft. Lisa joined him, having accepted a position as Earth's first official liaison to the Galactic Council. "The recruitment centers opened this morning," she said. "Lines stretch for blocks in every major city." Alex nodded. The arena had established a new program specifically for Earth participants. Thousands of humans would now follow the path he had pioneered. "Do you ever regret saying yes that day in the woods?" Lisa asked. Alex watched a formation of stars moving unnaturally across the night sky, a convoy of diplomatic vessels entering Earth orbit. "Sometimes," he admitted, "we were thrust into something we weren't ready for. But looking back at human history, maybe that's always been our strength. We adapt. We persist." In cities across the planet, young men and women stood in recruitment lines, dreaming of the stars and the arena where one human had already stunned the universe.